What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin back with a new comic review. Well, this is a graphic novel, which this series I think came out in 2020 or 2021. The graphic novel says 2021, right? This is Two Moons, Volume 1, The Iron Noose, which is written by John Arcudi, however you pronounce his name, and with art by, what was this guy's name? Valerio Giangiordiano, right? And this is published by Image Comics. This graphic novel collects issues 1 through 5, and it goes for $17 US. I paid like $22 for it, and it's rated M for mature, and it's horror historical fiction. I would have called it a horror western, right? And I was recommend this by Comic Crack, which Crack is spelled with 3 K's, I think how he spells it, right? So yeah, go and check out Comic Crack if he still does videos. He does live streams like every Sunday, but yeah. So shout out to him. And this was a pretty cool graphic novel. So it's about a character named Virgil Morris, who was a Pawnee native who, after his parents died of smallpox, was raised by white men, right, and was given a Christian name, right, and he later joins the Union Army during the Civil War. This takes place in the Civil War, right? And our character has visions of evil spirits, right? He goes into town to collect, supplies, where he meets his old grandfather, right? Who warns him about the evil spirits, and tells him, hey, the only way to kill him is with iron, right? Kind of like the elves and fairies. And it turns out he was dead. He was speaking to the dead. And we get introduced to this chick, who is an Irish woman, Irish immigrant, right? And they did a bit of like foreshadowing here, where she was complaining about how they were treating soldiers and they had like nails and gears in their wounds, and he's like, oh, that's canister shot, ma'am. When ammunition is low, a shell is loaded with scrap metal of all descriptions fired into troops from a cannon, right? Yeah. Which plays into later in the movie, in the book, not movie. But yeah, so you have a brutal, a brutal fight between the Union and the what are they called? The Rebs, as they're called, which are the rebels, which they talk about what the Civil War was about here, and it was about how they say they don't bring up the slaves, they bring up all they call them secessionists, because the real reason behind the Civil War was the South wanted to leave the Union to make their own country, right? And the rest of the country was like, fuck that, we're going to war. So that's what they even in this book, they say that's the real reason, right? But yeah, the book, you have this brutal fight, right? And you have this one guy, the sergeant, who is a complete savage, who wants to murder one of the fleeing soldiers who was caught in tripwire, right? And his compatriots on the other side of the river are trying to shoot and kill this guy, which they shoot him in the heart, and he's still alive. And it turns out that he was an evil spirit all along, right? And then Virgil sees this and kills him, right? Tries to kill him, right? And because he's a monster, right? And his fellow soldiers did not see him the sergeant in his monster form. They just see him shoot a guy, one of their fellow soldiers, in the back of the head. So they arrest him for traitor, right? And you got cool cover here. So yeah, what happens is that you get his backstory. You get more visions where he's getting told what the hell is going on, which this was pretty cool, right? And then what ends up happening is the Union soldiers see him kill the sergeant. Sorry, the rebel soldiers see him kill the sergeant, and they try to rescue him, right? And you have this Jonah Hex looking guy who's actually kind of an asshole. Makes racial remarks about our native here, including saying a racial slur, just so you people know, right? And so, like, yeah, so he gets more visions telling him to eat this mushroom, which is going to let him see the evil spirits in their human forms, right? So what's cool about this book is that, like, at first the dude thinks he's crazy, right? And he's going around, like, trying to kill, like, people who are who are like people that he thinks are evil spirits, right? But by the end of the book, it turns out they are evil spirits. But yeah, what happens is the irregulars causing mischief in town. The Jonah Hex guy, who I thought was pretty cool earlier in the book, tries to run off with this little girl, which is like, holy crap, man. That guy was pretty funny in the second issue. Now he's like, you know. So yeah, this girl like stands up to them. It turns out, like, the main character makes distraction by cutting loose all their horses, so they have no choice but to chase after the horses, right? So our guy is told to follow these guys by the spirits, right? And where he finds out that the one nice dude, Gabby, is also an evil spirit, right? Tries to kill him, right? And tries to kill him. Goes to shoot like the irregulars, right? And apparently he told the Irish chick to give a message to his old company on how to find him and the rebels, right? So yeah, the final arc of this book is the other evil spirits learn about Two Moons, which Two Moons is his Indian name, right? That's Virgil Morris, right? Sorry, not Indian, Native American. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm reading a Western book. Okay. So yeah, the other evil spirits who are LARPing as Union soldiers. Are sense that, you know, what's going on and are going after him, right? So yeah, what happens is one of the evil spirits shows up, tries to, you know, kidnap Morris, right? But Morris gets his sword and kills him, right? Which the only way they can die is through iron, right? So he kills him with the iron, and he turns into his monster form in front of everybody, right? And then more of the soldiers, that the evil spirits disguised as Union soldiers, show up, and now and look, you can see them in their monster forms, which are pretty cool, right? Yeah, nice battles here. So yeah, now everybody believes him. And they're going to join forces with Virgil Morris to defeat the monsters. And they get the idea, and she gives them the idea to use the cannons and use canister shot which will which will spray metal like iron fragments throughout the the crowd of monsters, the horde of monsters, right? And you get you get this badass scene where one of the monsters flew off and kidnapped Francis, and he chases after her, and he gets dragged into the middle of the fray of the horde, and armed with a saber and a knife, he goes into them, right? And he was warned by his a spirit guide and his grandfather, hey, you're a holy man, don't go into battle with these monsters, because if they get their blood on you, they're gonna corrupt you, right? And he kind of turns into berserker, right? And the book ends with a trial for the possessed rebel, and they hang him with what's it called, barbed wire, and he turns into his monster form, and that's how the book ends. And you get cool shots, sketches and covers, right? So okay, so what did I think about the book? I like the story. I like the dialogue, because they have to describe that people are speaking with thick southern accents. It can be kind of hard to tell what the hell people are saying because they're misspelling words to represent like characters' accents, right? But overall, I like the book. My one problem with the book is the art. The art looks like video game. Like, I was getting, like, if you ever played like Telltale games, like, it looks like the art looks like CGI models that like an artist drew over it, right? So, because there was this one shitty Marvel artist that did a lot of Deadpool stuff, and like his art was literally just CGI models. Here it looks like CGI models, but a guy drew over it, and I don't really like that kind of art style. But overall, I enjoyed the book. I'm giving it, I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10. I recommend it. My only problem with the book is that it was a bit pricey for like only 5 issues, right? And I finished it like pretty fast. But overall, I enjoyed this book, and I'm going to read more. And also, guys, I just want to remind you guys, we have a poll right now for the next game review. We have Fists of the North Star, we have One Piece, and we have Bleach. And right now, Fists of the North Star is winning, but Bleach is in the second. So you guys have until Monday morning to vote, and then I'll pick the next game review. All right. So just letting you guys know. So I don't know, guys. Do you guys want me to continue reviewing Image comics, or do you guys want me to go back to the old rotation where I would do DC, Marvel, and then Indie? Right? But if you guys still want me to review Marvel stuff, I have this. I still haven't reviewed this, which is Cyberforce issues 0 through 4. And I got Spawn Origins Collection 3, and I also have some, I can still pull out the Gen 13 bootleg, if people remember that. So yeah, let me know if you guys want me to review either of these, or you guys are sick of the Image stuff and want me to go back to the old rotation, which was DC, Marvel, and then Indie. Alright guys, that's it for this